I still remember the weight of the ring in my pocket that night. It felt heavier than it ever had before, like it knew what was about to happen. We were at a rooftop party thrown by one of her coworkers' string lights, glowing overhead. Soft music playing, laughter floating through the warm air. On the surface, everything looked perfect. Inside me, something had already cracked. She arrived late, as usual, dressed in a way that made heads turn. I watched people notice her, watched her smile back, and told myself it was harmless. She was always friendly. That was her excuse, and for a long time, I accepted it as truth. I loved her. Love has a way of teaching you how to ignore the sharpest warning signs. Then I saw him. He stood too close to her, close enough that their arms brushed and never pulled away. She laughed at something he said, a laugh I knew well. The one she used when she wanted someone to feel special. He leaned in, whispered something, and she didn't step back. Instead, she tilted her head toward him, completely forgetting I was even in the room. I told myself not to overreact. I took a sip of my drink, then another. But the more I watched, the clearer it became. This wasn't accidental. This wasn't innocent. Her hand rested on his arm, her fingers lingering there as if they belonged. When he complimented her, she blushed and thanked him in a soft voice she rarely used with me anymore. I felt invisible. People around us started noticing too. A few glances came my way, quick looks filled with awkward sympathy. That hurt more than her flirting. I wasn't just being disrespected. I was being pitied. She finally looked over at me, caught my eye for a brief second, and smiled like nothing was wrong. Then she turned back to him. Something inside me went quiet. I didn't yell. I didn't storm over. I simply stood up, walked to the edge of the rooftop, and looked out over the city lights. I thought about the night I bought the ring. I remembered standing in that small jewelry store, hands shaking, imagining her reaction. I imagined tears, laughter, a future. I imagined loyalty. Behind me, I heard her laughter again, louder this time. That's when I knew. I reached into my pocket and wrapped my fingers around the ring box. My heart was pounding, but my mind felt strangely calm, like it had already made the decision for me. I walked back toward her. She didn't notice me at first. She was too busy touching his shoulder, too busy enjoying the attention. When I stopped in front of her, she finally looked up. "Oh, hey," she said casually. "This is Mark. We were just talking about work." Mark smiled at me, confident, almost amused. He didn't look like a man doing anything wrong. He looked like a man who believed he was winning. I nodded once. "Can I talk to you for a second?" She sighed, clearly annoyed, but followed me a few steps away. "What is it?" she asked. "You're acting weird." I didn't answer. I took out the ring box and held it out to her. Her eyes widened to nod in the way I expected. "You're giving this to me now?" she asked, glancing around, suddenly aware of the people watching. I shook my head. "No, I'm giving it back to myself." Her smile faded. "What do you mean?" I said quietly, "I can't propose to someone who flirts openly with another man while I'm standing right there." She laughed, actually laughed. "You're being dramatic." It was nothing. I met her eyes. Nothing doesn't look like that. Her expression changed then. The laughter disappeared, replaced by irritation. "So you're embarrassed because someone finds me attractive? That's your problem, not mine." That was the moment. The exact moment when love turned into clarity. I placed the ring box in her hand and closed her fingers around it. "I wanted you to have this when I knew I could trust you. Tonight showed me I can't." She pulled her hand back like the box had burned her. "You're seriously doing this here? Over a stupid conversation?" "Yes," I said. "Because it wasn't just tonight. Tonight was just the first time you didn't bother hiding it. People were openly watching now." The music felt too loud, the air too thick. Mark stood a few feet away, suddenly uncomfortable, pretending to check his phone. She looked around, then back at me, her voice dropping. "You're humiliating me." I almost laughed at the irony. "No," I said softly. "You did that all by yourself." That's when her reaction shocked me. She didn't cry. She didn't apologize. She didn't even deny it anymore. Her face hardened, and she straightened her posture like she was preparing for battle. "Fine," she said. "If you're that insecure, maybe you're not ready for marriage anyway." Insecure. I nodded slowly. Maybe, or maybe I just expect respect. She tossed the ring box onto the table beside us. "Keep it. I don't want it if it comes with rules." I looked at the box, then back at her. Respect isn't a rule. It's the bare minimum. For a split second, something flickered across her face. Fear, maybe? Like she had expected me to beg, to back down, to apologize. Instead, I picked up the ring box and slipped it back into my pocket. "I hope he's worth it," I said, glancing toward Mark. Her silence said more than any answer could. I walked away from the party without looking back. Each step felt lighter, like I was shedding something heavy I'd been carrying for too long. When I reached my car, I sat there for a long moment, hands on the steering wheel, breathing. I expected pain. And yes, it came later. But what I felt first was relief. In the weeks that followed, the truth unraveled quickly. Friends told me things they had been hesitant to share before. Little stories, small moments, times she had crossed lines while I chose trust over doubt. Mark wasn't the first. He was just the first she didn't hide.